So, how's it going, boys and girls? You know, we're all inclusive here and everything in between. We had a bad weekend here at the Daniel residence. I spent the whole weekend still dealing with that cold that you all have heard in my last couple of videos. And on Sunday, or Saturday, I legitimately don't remember which, a couple friends of mine wanted to go out. And even though I wasn't fully recovered, I was like, you know what? I'm good enough. I can go. I can have a few drinks. I can go to a bar. And my weekend immune system pretty much picked up a stomach bug. So I went from having a head cold to Monday having one of the most violently disgusting days in my entire life. I think I lost between 6 to 10 pounds if I'm being conservative. And now I'm trying to recover. Now I'm trying to get a little better here. But today, we're not going to jump back into BookTubey things. That'll be coming tomorrow. Today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about fair use on YouTube here and just how ridiculous this situation has got. So in my last video talking about absurdism, I actually took originally in the video a good chunk of time to talk about why I like Futurama so much and do a little mini review, and I had clips of Futurama up while I did that. And then I got a copyright strike while it was still waiting to be released. I took down the video, edited out my review, replaced all clips of Futurama with just black footage, even though what I originally did absolutely falls under fair use. And I was just angry because, you know, I've gotten copyright strikes before. It's annoying, but you just have to roll with it as a creator. And by happenstance, a creator I really enjoy here who is much bigger than me on the platform, Gus Johnson, happened to make a video the other day where apparently he as well has gotten copyright striked, and not for using clips, not for putting music in his video. No, for the dumbest reason I've ever heard. He apparently, just because he titled the video, the title of his video had Queen Bohemian Rhapsody in it, just because it had that in it, and he talked about other YouTubers pretending to have never heard Bohemian Rhapsody before. It's a very funny video. We're going to go check it out. He got a copyright strike. He got a copyright strike for basically talking about people talking about Queen's song Bohemian Rhapsody, which is so insane. So I decided after hearing that to dive a little bit deeper into this. I wanted to figure out how crazy is the copyright strike situation right now currently on YouTube. And so there was a bunch of threads recently on Reddit, and I went through a lot of Reddit posts where creators and other people of the like, and just commenters in general who said they have channels, have been talking about the fact that they have not only seen this problem getting worse, but YouTube is essentially getting less responsive and more often siding with the people claiming videos without any justification. This is the most insane one by far. Apparently a creator out there was by a body of water recording, and during their recording you could hear waves. You could hear like the nice little of waves crashing, and that's nice. They didn't put it in. It wasn't like an audio sample they took from somewhere, but they got a copyright strike because of that from some of these channels that have like relaxing waves noises. Apparently they are now copyright striking people who just have the sounds of waves. Nature is not fair use, everybody. Nature's not allowed. You can't have nature sounds. Bird calls. Not unless you want Big Bird coming f***ing you up. And here's the thing. That sounds like crazy, right? And the person disputed the claim, obviously. So what's the result of that? What was the result of the claim being disputed? YouTube, of course, sided with the person. You cannot copyright strike nature, correct? No. Apparently, this is how bad it gets. YouTube sided with the channel that's copyright struck them, setting a precedent on YouTube that that you can claim nature as long as you have sounds of waves first and someone else has sounds of waves. You can copyright strike them and say no, that's my shit. So for me, there was like the blurred line of like fair use. If you don't understand it, you could make the case of like, oh, you had clips of Futurama, you can't use it. Even though in actuality, my usage of Futurama completely fell under fair use because I talked about the show and I reviewed it for a little bit. Then you have the even a child would understand Gus Johnson does not fall under fair use there. he talked about the name of a band and briefly talked about other people who were reacting to it. He did not include the song Bohemian Rhapsody for even a second in his video. And then you have the absurd to the point of being a joke, where apparently people are flat out getting copyright strikes for just having sound of the world, and YouTube does not care enough to come through and actually say, no, you cannot copyright strike nature on YouTube. And that's the thing. This is what really makes a lot of people upset. A lot of these claims are done completely automatically. There's just a cycle going, and as the cycle goes through, they spot clips, they pick up sounds, and they'll, boom, copyright strike right there, which cannot pick up the fact of whether you are talking about the material. If they're just going to find clips, this is what happened to me. They're just trying to find the clip of Futurama in the video to know if it's copyright strikeable, and then they find that clip. They don't then listen to the audio. They just go, boom, it's our clip, copyright strike, because they know YouTube's going to side with them 85 to 90% of the time, even if it's fraudulent strike, even if it's completely wrong that they're doing this strike. Which then means, no, my video is not automatically demonetized. It means they can start taking the money my work, which is legal and fair, makes. They then just start pulling my money sometimes. Occasionally, that's not the case, and I think in general, YouTube might be shifting on this to just demonetize videos like this. But I'm not sure, because YouTube is terrible at communicating. So here's the next level of this, and this is where it gets even more frustrating. YouTube does not care about smaller creators. I've said this many times, and it's just blatantly true. They will not communicate with you if you have less than 100,000 or some subs. They just will crap on you and say, whatever, if you leave, we lose nothing. So if I get a copyright strike, I know that if I dispute it, which everyone tells me to do, I'm still going to lose. Both of the copyright strikes I've previously got on my channel that I've disputed, even though they were fair use, completely, I still lost. YouTube still sided with the big company, because of course they will. Of course YouTube's going to side with the big company who they could possibly work with in the future, who they want to maintain a good relationship with, because screw me, the smaller creator. All they want is the larger business thing in the future, and I do not blame them for that. I know that might sound shitty to say, but at the same time, like, I get it. If I was running the company, and in my case, it was Fox that issued the copyright strike, and it would piss Fox off if suddenly a bunch of their stuff was on the YouTube platform, and Fox felt like it was not fair use, even though it is. So yeah, YouTube's gonna be like, all right, well, we're just gonna side with them, because... And so I get it. I'm not saying I'm happy about it, but I get why YouTube's doing it. I might even have made the same decision if I was in their seat. But being in my seat right now, it absolutely sucks. And then seeing it taken to the further extreme, where there are music parody channels, there are people just putting the title of bands in their video titles getting copyright strikes, that's when it starts getting to a ludicrous degree. But here's the bolder claim I will make here. If there is one thing that could possibly result in the downfall of YouTube, and I am a staunch defender that YouTube as a whole is fairly unbeatable. I don't think we're going to see competition arise from them on any substantial level in the near future. But if one thing could result in pulling all these creators away, could result in pulling all these beautiful channels out from under them, and then having something else, another platform for these creators to stand on, which would be horrible for YouTube, because right now they have a monopoly and they are making money off of it. It's this. This could drive creators away. This abuse of the copyright system could be the one thing that I could actually see that pushes smaller creators like me off the platform. Because if another company came along and said, hey, Daniel, just move over here. You won't make as much money at first, but we will actually care and we will actually look into every copyright strike your channel takes, I would legitimately seriously consider moving without hesitation, because right now, from my business perspective versus YouTube's business perspective, I could do more as a channel if I knew I wasn't going to be getting hit left and right every time I tried to venture into other media. Luckily, the base of my channel is books, and you can't really be copyright striked for books yet. I'm sure someone down the line will think of a way. But if another company came along and said, hey, you could branch into music, you could branch into TV, movies, whatever you like, and we will actually look out for you as a creator and make sure that no one actually tries to take from you, and all of this is done fairly. I would leave YouTube the platform. I really would. I would for that, even though I'm sure I would not make nearly as much money for the first year or two of it, because down the road, it would certainly be the better investment for me. The problem is so bad, some of the biggest channels on the platform even still deal with this. CinemaSins still deals with these kinds of copyright strikes happening to them, and they are one of the largest movie parody channels out there. And it's just crazy that these studios are so desperate for every little penny. They're so desperate to try and prevent people from talking about their media without their overall looming control of how it's talked about, that they're willing to just flagrantly abuse the law, and then YouTube will assist them in doing that. Yeah, that pisses me off enough that I'm willing to leave if a better opportunity arose right now. That being said, I still love YouTube as a platform. I don't want this to come across as gigantic YouTube hate. YouTube has allowed me to do so much that I thought I never would in my life. Overall, I still love YouTube. But there is this thing that could cause our relationship to end if it does not improve in the foreseeable future. Don't worry, I'm not leaving anytime soon. There is no better option for me out there. Twitch is not an option for me. There's no other platform I could currently stand on like I can here. I'm just saying that if one arises and it offers the same type of deal YouTube does, and they would actually back their creators, yeah, I'd move in a heartbeat. Because right now, it almost just feels like YouTube views me as an inconvenience rather than something they actually care about. And I feel like a lot of smaller creators have the same mindset. Anyway, guys, I just needed to vent about this because I'm a bit upset, and after the recent YouTube filtering my audience unnecessarily and previous copyright strikes, I'm frustrated with the platform. I love it, and I'm grateful for it, and I hope nothing but improvement for its future, but as of right now, the system is broken in my mind. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the Patreon if you want to actually, help me get decent amount of revenue for what I make here a lot of the times. And I hope you all are having a wonderful weekend, a better one than my sick ass did. Have a good one, y'all. Peace. Special thank you to John Patrick, Sandra, Jeremy, Kylo Flatterly, Joe Cano, Peter, I got some couple, okay, we're done.